5 years. That's how long Christine Wright lived with knee pain so severe she couldn't walk to her own letterbox without stopping to rest. Her GP sent her to a surgeon. The surgeon looked at her scans and said the words she'd been dreading. You need a knee replacement. Christine was 62. She wasn't ready to become someone whose life was defined by a surgery. So she asked one question. Is there anything else I can try first? That question changed everything. Today, 5 years later, Christine walks 5 kilometers every single morning. She gardens. She plays on the floor with her grandkids. And she still has her original knee. No surgery, no implant, just movement, knowledge, and a practice she never expected to fall in love with. How did she get there? And what does the latest science say about why this kind of recovery is not only possible, but increasingly the recommended path? That's what we're unpacking today. Welcome to the Wellness Bridge. I'm Gary Chen, physiotherapist and founder of GC Integrative Physiotherapy and Wellness on the Gold Coast. Every episode, we build a bridge between the wisdom of Eastern healing traditions and the rigor of Western science, because the best answers for your health usually live where those two worlds meet. Today, Christine is joining us to share her recovery story in her own words. Christine, welcome.
Thank you, Gary. I'm genuinely so happy to be here.
Let's go back to the beginning. What was life like when the pain was at its worst?
It was humbling, honestly. I'd been a teacher for 38 years, on my feet all day, managing classrooms, running around sports carnivals. I thought I was healthy. And then I retired, and suddenly the knees just gave up on me. The first year, I just pushed through. Second year, I started taking anti-inflammatories. By year 3, I couldn't get through a shopping trip without my knees screaming at me. I'd get home and just sit there with ice packs, feeling quite sorry for myself.
And that's when the surgeon's appointment happened?
Yes. I had my scans. Bone on bone, he said. Grade 3 to 4 osteoarthritis on the medial side. He wasn't unkind about it. He just said, at your age and with this level of degeneration, a total knee replacement is probably your best option. And he gave me a referral for the waiting list.
But you didn't go on the waiting list immediately.
No. I walked out of that office and just thought, I need to understand this better before I let someone saw through my leg. I know that sounds dramatic, but I wasn't ready. So I came to see you, Gary.
I remember that first appointment, and I remember what struck me. You weren't in denial about the diagnosis. You just wanted to understand your options.
Exactly. I wanted to know, is movement safe? Because I'd been told to rest so much that I was actually afraid to walk. Every step felt like I was making it worse.
And that fear, what we call kinesiophobia in the clinic, is actually one of the biggest barriers to recovery. The fear of movement can be more disabling than the pain itself. And the research backs this up. A 2024 study following 87 patients with confirmed knee osteoarthritis found that addressing kinesiophobia, that fear of damaging the joint, was one of the strongest predictors of recovery outcomes. The patients who learned to move safely, who understood what was actually happening in their bodies, recovered significantly better than those who just did passive treatments. Here's what I want people to understand about knee osteoarthritis. It is not a life sentence, and it is not simply a case of your knee wearing out and needing replacement parts. We now have extraordinary evidence for what movement can do. A landmark 2025 network meta-analysis, one of the largest ever conducted, pulled 217 randomized controlled trials involving nearly 16,000 participants, The conclusion was clear. Aerobic exercise is the most beneficial intervention for knee osteoarthritis. Better pain scores, better function, better quality of life, and this is important, without the risks that come with surgery or long-term medication. But here's what the research is showing us that goes beyond just exercise is good. Mind-body exercise, specifically Tai Chi and Pilates, produces effects that we simply cannot explain by muscle strengthening alone. In a 2025 meta-analysis of 11 randomized trials, Tai Chi produced a clinically meaningful reduction in pain with an effect size of negative 0.64. That's significant, and the mechanism is fascinating. Tai Chi practice has been shown to reduce inflammatory markers, IL-6, TNF-alpha, the same cytokines that drive joint damage. It modulates gut microbiota in ways that further reduce inflammation. And this is the part that genuinely changes how I think about pain. Consistent Tai Chi practice has been shown to reshape the brain's pain processing circuits, the basolateral amygdala, the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, regions responsible for how we experience and interpret pain. The brain literally rewires.
That's extraordinary. I had no idea that's what was happening when I was doing Tai Chi. I just knew I felt better.
That's the most important part. Christine, when did you first notice a real change?
About 3 months in, I'd been doing the physiotherapy exercises twice a day, and I'd joined a Tai Chi class at the local community center. I remember going for a walk and realizing I'd gone round the whole block without thinking about my knee once. It wasn't gone, the pain, but it was background noise instead of the whole concert.
And that's a profound shift. Can you describe the moment you knew you were going to be okay?
It was about 6 months in. My granddaughter wanted me to get down on the floor and build a puzzle with her, and I did. I just got down there and did it, and then I got back up. I cried in the car on the way home, not from pain, from relief.
Traditional Chinese medicine has a concept I want to share with you, because it reframes everything we've just talked about. The knee is described as the mansion of the sinews. The health of the sinews, the tendons and ligaments that hold everything together, is governed by the kidney organ system, specifically what TCM calls Kidney-Jing. Your essence, your deep vitality. In TCM, knee pain in midlife is often read as a sign of Kidney-Jing depletion, a kind of deep exhaustion at the root level. Not just tired muscles, a systemic depletion of the life force that keeps tissue supple, joints mobile, and the body resilient. And Tai Chi? Tai Chi was designed 2,000 years ago specifically to cultivate and circulate Jing. The slow spiral movements, the deliberate breath, the attention placed in the lower body. It wasn't exercise for its own sake. It was medicine for the kidneys, the joints, the deep tissues. Now in 2025, Western science has found that Tai Chi reduces inflammatory cytokines, modulates gut bacteria, and rewires pain circuits in the brain. It said, nourish the essence and the sinews will heal. West replied, we found the mechanism and it's the gut-brain joint axis.
That gives me goosebumps, honestly. I'm not someone who grew up with Eastern medicine at all, but there's something about Tai Chi that felt different from anything I'd done before. It felt like I was treating my whole self, not just my knee.
That's exactly it. The knee was the signal. The sinews, the whole system needed attention. So let's get practical. If you're living with knee pain right now, whether you've had a diagnosis or you're just starting to feel that ache, here are 4 things that evidence supports and that I see working in clinic every week. Number 1, movement is medicine, but it has to be the right kind. Load-bearing aerobic exercise, walking, cycling, swimming, is your foundation, 2 to 3 sessions a week. The evidence from 16,000 patients says this works. Not walking on a painful knee without guidance, but structured progressive loading with a physiotherapist who understands your presentation. Number 2, start Tai Chi or Pilates. The 2025 data shows these are not alternatives to physiotherapy. They're companions to it. Tai Chi works on your pain at the level of inflammation, brain wiring, and nervous system regulation simultaneously. It's doing things that no anti-inflammatory tablet can do, and it's accessible. Most community centers offer beginner classes. The evidence says 12 weeks is enough to see meaningful change. Number 3, understand your pain. Don't just manage it. Pain Neuroscience Education Matters, a 2024 12-month trial, found that patients who were taught what was actually happening in their body, not just given exercises, had dramatically better outcomes. When you understand that your brain is amplifying pain signals out of protection, not because your knee is necessarily getting worse, you stop being afraid of movement. And that fear reduction is therapeutic in itself.
That was a turning point for me. When Gary explained the pain science, I stopped treating every twinge as a warning to stop moving. I realized the pain and the damage are not the same thing.
Exactly. And number 4, if you're worried about surgery, please get an exercise-based opinion first. A 2024 Monash University study found that structured exercise and education programs could save Australia's healthcare system $100 million annually by delaying or completely avoiding knee replacements in patients with lower pain levels. The research is clear. For many people, the question is not surgery versus no treatment. It's surgery versus a well-designed physiotherapy program. And physiotherapy wins for most people when it's started appropriately. Christine, what would you say to someone sitting at home right now who just had a consultation where they were told they need a knee replacement?
I'd say, get a second opinion, not because surgeons are wrong, but because the conversation about what else you can try deserves to happen before you go on a waiting list. I was told I was bone on bone, and I was. That's real. But bone on bone doesn't automatically mean surgery is the only answer. It means your joint needs support. It means your muscles need to step up. It means you need to learn to move in a way that gives that joint a chance. My knee is not perfect. I still have good days and harder days, but it's mine, and I can live my life fully in it. That's everything.
That is everything. Christine, thank you for sharing your story with so much honesty. You're going to help a lot of people with this today.
I hope so. That's exactly why I said yes.
If today's conversation landed with you, please share this episode with someone who's told that their only option is to wait for a knee replacement. Because the evidence says there's another conversation worth having first. And if you want to explore what active physiotherapy looks like for your situation, you'll find us at GC Integrative Physiotherapy and Wellness on the Gold Coast. Until next time, the bridge between East and West is built one step at a time. Sometimes that step is slow, deliberate, and 30 minutes of Tai Chi in your lounge room. Together we find balance in 1,